Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedules to participate in our financial results briefing today. I would also like to thank our customers, shareholders, and various stakeholders who use our services daily for allowing us to hold this financial results presentation. I am Yoshizawa of the IR CSR Development Department. Thank you. First, I would like to explain the three main points of today's financial results briefing. First, thanks to your support, we have overcome the COVID-19 pandemic and achieved record sales, ordinary profit, and net profit. We believe that this was made possible by your continued patronage and the support of various companies. I appreciate it very much. We plan to accelerate our efforts towards sustainable management. We announced our endorsement of the TCFD and are committed to making group-wide efforts to reduce CO2 emissions. I am pleased to announce that the entire group is committed to achieving 0% greenhouse gas emissions by the year 2050. Also, for regional BPO centers, which are the source of our sales and profit, we established the Nikaho BPO Center and plan to open one in Iwate Prefecture. We are also planning to build another one in 2026. Let me inform you that based on demand, we will prepare the groundwork for significant growth in regional areas. I will now explain the specific figures. As you can see here, as I mentioned earlier, we achieved record profits and sales in the previous fiscal year. Sales achieved the target, which was revised up mid-year and reached 46.774 billion yen. I believe that this period has laid the groundwork for new growth, as we have gotten over the problems we faced during the COVID-19 pandemic. I would like to properly explain the status of the individual categories to you later in this meeting. Next is the profit and loss statement. The numbers are as you can see. Compared to the sales growth rate, the rate of increase in SG&A and other expenses was kept low. This is because we have been cost conscious since overcoming the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. We have been working to increase sales and profits while keeping costs down by paying close attention to on-site operations. Including this, we were able to achieve the highest ever net profit for the fiscal year. Next is the consolidated balance sheet. The balance sheet is as you can see. This is for your reference. I'm moving on to the cash flow. As I mentioned earlier, we continue to make positive investments, including the construction of BPO centers and system investments. All of this and more is covered within the cash flow from operations. We will continue to make investments focusing on operating cash flow, and we will continue to make solid, forward-looking investments to control our cash flow. The next page shows quarterly sales trends. Although sales declined in the fiscal year ended March 2021 due to the impact of COVID-19, we overcame this challenge and were able to produce significant results in the current fiscal year. We have also provided a 10-year comparison, and excluding the impact of COVID-19, I believe you can see that we have achieved steady growth. I'm continuing onto the quarterly operating profit trend. Operating profit has increased for 10 consecutive fiscal years. The operating margin also continued to grow consistently above 10%, and in FY2022, we achieved the highest ever operating profit in our history. We believe that these figures were achieved thanks to the daily efforts of our staff and the support of our customers. Thank you very much. I will now explain the performance for each business segment, starting with the summary. This is the list of segments. In total, 7 major businesses are listed here, starting with the automotive segment. We were able to increase revenue in all business categories. Automotive was the only category in which we were not able to exceed the figures from the previous fiscal year. I will explain more below for each category. I will now explain our automotive business. The automotive business is very much affected by the social environment, such as repeated restrictions on the movement of people and delays in the supply of automobiles due to the shortage of parts for manufacturing. In addition, the amount of snowfall this winter was extremely heavy, resulting in increased expenses for dispatch and maintenance in relation to this. Due to the combination of these factors, although we were able to increase sales year on year, operating profit for the current fiscal year failed to exceed the previous year's level, albeit by a small margin. However, in the actual social situation, with the easing of restrictions on movement and the manufacturing of automobiles beginning to stabilize in the second half of this year, we believe that we can continue to grow in the new fiscal year, as I will explain later in this presentation. Next, we have an on-site service called Roadside Assist within the automotive business. This is the only road service operated by an ordinary joint stock company, other than JAF, in which an in-house service team actually goes to the customer's location for support upon receiving a call. We have shown here the share of the arrangement we made with our in-house service team. Of the 803,961 cases handled in total, the percentage handled by our in-house team is shown here. We intend to continue to grow by strengthening our layer of support in the major areas of the Tokyo metropolitan area and the Kinki region. Next, in the roadside assist part of the automotive business, I have indicated here the increase or decrease in the number of locations and the vehicles owned by these locations. We have invested in tow trucks and support vehicles that can be dispatched to site, and we have increased the number of personnel. The members of our team who can rush to the site for support are trained at our training field in Toyama, where they study various types of vehicles and are trained to handle any type of vehicle, regardless of make or model. We are proud of our strength in handling everything on our own as a one-stop shop. For the automotive business, we are now entering a stage where things are about to change. As the market for EV mobility gradually expands, we will continue to expand our current services and invest in and secure human resources to support EV mobility. We are well equipped to handle and support the maintenance of the actual connection of EVs and the power supply ports that are installed in homes and various other locations. We will invest in an additional 50 tow trucks this fiscal year, which will be equipped with equipment that can supply electricity on site. By 2035, all new cars sold in Japan will be EVs, and our services will continue to change to reflect this daily. Now, let's continue with the property business. Our major clients in the Home Assist field performed well, and services associated with condominium sales, etc., grew strongly. In addition, we have started a cooperative business with Tokyo Gas, which is also gradually achieving concrete results. Thanks to this, our property business has also secured an increase in revenue and profit, and we have reached a point where we are on the path to further growth. Next is the performance of the Home Assist service in the property business. The training field in Toyama, which I mentioned earlier, is equipped with training facilities, not only for vehicles, but also for housing equipment, plumbing, water supply, etc. We are advancing our Home Assist business through thorough training at the training facility. The number of arrangements is as shown in this document. Next, Park Assist. This is the parking-related management segment. We will continue to increase the number of service personnel to accommodate the expansion of the parking business as well. Please refer to the materials on screen at hand for detailed figures. Regarding the market in the property business, we are working to increase the number of customers who are currently using our services. We will expand the number of individual customers who subscribe directly to our services, in addition to our business with Tokyo Gas. By doing so, we will increase the number of customers who use our service, increase our service, and expand the market. I'm moving on to the global business. Our global business was severely damaged by the spread of COVID-19. But we are now in the beginning stage of getting out of it. The return of expatriates to Japan is going very well. Also, our credit card business in the US is steadily increasing in sales. As a result, the global business achieved an increase in both sales and profit. Profits, however, are still in a difficult situation compared to pre-COVID-19 levels. We are working on expanding new services and increasing the number of members for our overseas service, which is known as Healthcare Program, and we are on track for improvement. For the global business, we have also established a business that provides support for PCR testing, vaccination status, etc. In terms of markets, our global business is committed to providing services to ensure the safety and security of all those who travel and work overseas, and also to support them. We hope to continue to grow by offering a variety of solutions. Next is the customer business. In the customer business, sales and profits increase significantly as a result of the contracting of vaccination centers for local governments in the wake of the COVID-19 outbreak, as well as a significant increase in orders from existing clients. Needless to say, this was a major driving force for this term's favorable results. In this sense, we will continue our efforts to achieve growth in the customer business, including this fiscal year. Next is the financial guarantee business. This is the business that is operated by Entrust Inc., our group company, and the financial guarantee business achieved an increase in sales and profit, backed by strong sales and profit growth at Entrust Inc. We will continue to respond to strong demand firmly, and although the increase in the number of loans will increase the risk of bad debts, we have a structure and system in place to generate profits that exceed this and allow us to continue to achieve stable growth. Finally, in the IT-related business, the supply chain management system handled by our group company, Time Commerce Company Limited, has been performing well, resulting in an increase in both sales and profit. In the social business, the COVID-19 pandemic caused a difficult situation for our sports business to attract customers. However, with the infection situation gradually under control and the restrictions eased, the number of visitors increased. We have also been able to reduce our actual debt by revising our business structure, etc. Thanks to your support, we were able to achieve an increase in both sales and profits for the fiscal year as a whole, and also achieved our highest profit ever. Thank you very much. I will now conclude my explanation of the business performance over the last year. I, Tamagami, would like to talk about the earnings forecast for this fiscal year. In FY2023, the most significant change compared to FY2022 is that we received a large number of orders from local governments for COVID-19 vaccination services, which made a large contribution in FY2022, and the customer segment grew in both sales and profit. This will likely decrease significantly in the fiscal year ending March 2023. Even under such circumstances, I would like to declare here that we will firmly pursue growth in each of our business segments. In the previous fiscal year, sales fell due to COVID-19, but we have steadily increased profits every year. We are hoping to continue to grow strongly this fiscal year as well. Although COVID-19 related business in the customer segment I just mentioned is declining significantly, we will continue to grow by acquiring other businesses. We have received new contracts from major companies and foreign affiliated companies to increase the number of staff by 200 per company. In that sense, we expect to see new developments in the customer segment that will exceed the figures for the fiscal year ended March 2022. In addition to that, especially in the automotive segment, which is also the point I just made, the business now needs an entirely new service, such as responding to EVs and related services. Traditionally, road service mainly handles jumping and flat tires, but when a customer can no longer drive, what is the next service? This is the service that is needed. When an accident occurs, the ability to respond to the accident, whether it is a single assessment or the percentage of fault, and the fact that the next response is required immediately after that, are the factors that have led to strength in our services. We hope to make investments in system support and expansion in these areas this fiscal year. We have continued to grow beyond the targets and plans of our medium-term business plan for the fiscal year ended March 2022. I hope that we can firmly achieve results in FY 2022 that exceed those of the previous fiscal year, while preparing to meet our commitments for the next fiscal year. In terms of investments, there will be no investment in BPO centers this year. This April, we built the new 500-seat Nickerhole campus, and this fiscal year, we will put aside investment in the building and prepare for growth by investing in systems, vehicles, and new services. In terms of shareholder returns, we increased the dividend last year again. We plan to grow the dividend this year from 8.5 yen to 9.5 yen to provide a solid return to shareholders. Depending on market conditions, we would like to consider various means of returning profits to shareholders, such as a repurchase of treasury stock. This is also about the transition. We have been expanding our offices one by one for about 20 years since 2003, mainly in the Tohoku region, and now have nearly 4,700 seats, 79.3% or nearly 80% of which are occupied. Our overall business continues to be very strong with respect to demand. Therefore, we are now planning to increase the number of seats by approximately 500 every 2 years. Therefore, this March, we established a BPO center with 500 seats in Nickerhole City, Akita Prefecture, and 2 years after this, in March of the year after next, we will increase another 500 seats in Ichinoseki, Iwate Prefecture. I would like to expand our business by first establishing a solid infrastructure, hiring excellent human resources, and gaining the trust of our customers. This slide is not included in the materials in front of you, nor in the financial results presentation material on our website. In this context, Akita Prefecture is a particularly large center area for us. Since our earliest establishment in Akita in 2003, we expanded again in 2014, so the main campus of Akita BPO was expanded twice. We expanded it from 500 seats to 1,000 seats, and from 1,000 seats to 1,500 seats. In addition to this, we have established the Nikahol branch and the Yokote campus, and expanded from the Nikahol branch to the Nikahol campus. And 4 years from now, in 2026, we will establish the Katagami campus. From that point of view, with regard to Akita, we will expand the centers regarding our hiring from a point to a surface. Most of our locations are within an hour's travel, so we have nearly 1,500 employees at the main campus in Akita, and about 300 of these employees will change locations to work in Katagami campus when it completes. This allows for hiring for the Katagami campus, or even at the main campus. We are now in a position to hire 300 people as a new quota. In this respect, the Prestige Group's name recognition in Akita, its work environment, and its workplaces put us in a very advantageous position in our recruitment activities. In this way, we would like to promote this kind of regional strategy in the future, rather than simply setting up a center and sending people. In addition, as a company in the prime market, we have been making preparations to strengthen governance and compliance, and have actually established a nomination and compensation committee. Now, Yoshizawa will briefly explain again about sustainability. We will take your questions after that. Thank you very much. I would like to explain about sustainability. As I mentioned earlier, we have large centers in regional areas. We will continue to work on environmental issues in cooperation with the local community, including at these centers. We announced our endorsement of the recommendations of the TCFD, Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosures, and will launch a sustainability committee. We will work on various issues in this context. Of course, we will work on not only the climate, but also food waste loss and other issues. We are also working toward our goal of zero CO2 emissions, aiming to achieve virtually zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. As CEO Tamagami mentioned earlier, the Ichinoseki BPO Center, which will be opened in Ichinoseki City, Iwate Prefecture, will be constructed to achieve zero CO2 emissions and operate on 100% renewable energy. This will be one of the major model centers when we launch our BPO centers in the future, and we would like to gradually implement zero-emission initiatives in the existing areas in terms of energy use, including facilities and electricity supply. To fulfill our responsibility as a prime market, we are committed to health management, which means taking care of the health of our employees and the health of everyone in the community. In women's advancement, more than 70% of our employees are women. In this context, we would like to work to ensure the health of our employees, understanding towards education and childcare, and to create an environment in which women can work for a long period of time. We will aim to be a company where women are comfortable to work and want to work. These are the actual figures for your reference. Although I spoke only about women, the ratio of men who took paternity leave is also much higher than in the general corporate sector. As long as we work in regional areas, we would like to encourage men to take childcare leave as well. And I would like you to see that the percentage of women who actually return to work after childcare leave exceeds 90%. The percentage of male employees to return is 100%. So that means they can come back to work after childcare leave. We have an in-office daycare center called the Orangery, which is proof that we are providing a safe and secure environment for our employees to work for a long time. This has already been explained earlier by Tamagami, so please refer to the actual documents for details. This is also explained for the campus in a place called Katagami. We would like to establish a strong cooperative relationship with the local government to establish a solid center to contribute to local employment and to develop local industries. As I mentioned earlier, our business is primarily based in regional areas. In this context, we are operating our BPO center with great support from the local communities. To this end, we would like to work very hard to determine how much we can give back to the local communities and how much we can help the local industries to grow together. We have also concluded a comprehensive collaboration agreement to see how much we can help solve various social issues faced by local residents as a company, and to utilize our technology and human resources to help solve local problems. This time in particular, we made a comprehensive collaboration agreement with the municipality of Imizu City in Toyama, where we have a large center of operations. We will continue to build a firm cooperative relationship with local governments in other regions, including Akita, to operate BPO centers and solidify our business foundation. With this, I would like to conclude the presentation of our financial results. After this, we would like to take questions from everyone, so please feel free to give us your frank opinions and questions. Thank you very much. Thank you. As I explained earlier, we will begin with a question and answer session from those in the audience. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Thank you very much for your explanation. My name is Nakagawa with Nomura Securities Company. I would like to ask 3 questions. The first point is about the automotive segment. In your explanation, you mentioned the support for EVs. I think that the current focus is on expanding existing services such as accident reception, etc., or expanding services to individual customers. I would appreciate it if you could tell us about the current state of progress in these areas and what needs to be done to further increase orders in the future. The second point is about Home Assist in the property business. I believe that the collaboration with Tokyo Gas will be in full swing from this fiscal year. Could you tell us what responses you are getting at this point, and if there are any points that are more positive than expected compared to your previous assumptions? Or conversely, if there are any issues that you feel need to be addressed. The third and final point is about the profitability of the property business. I believe that your plans for this fiscal year are very ambitious. The start of the cooperation with Tokyo Gas is one of the major factors, but could you please explain it in more detail? I would like to ask these 3 questions. Thank you very much for the questions. In the area of road services and automobiles, there are various industries, including the non-life insurance industry, automobile manufacturers, sales companies, and leasing companies. Even in this environment, It is true that our roadside services and accident reception services have become the mainstay of our sales, and we are continuing to expand steadily in this context. Some areas that are not originally included in the automotive segment. Accident reception services for automobile insurance can be categorized under the automotive segment. However, there are possibilities of accident receptions in areas other than automotive insurance. This is due to the relationship of trust we have with our clients and their non-life insurance companies. And based on their positive evaluation of our work in accident reception for automotive insurance, they are now starting to ask us to handle other accident reception. Actually, in the previous year, we were contracted to handle accident reception for fire insurance with one of the direct non-life insurers. In this respect, I believe that accident reception, in addition to the roadside service, will expand in the future as a different product. Also, we believe that the potential of Tokyo Gas with regard to Home Assist is very large, but we can't do it alone. Tokyo Gas has a network called LifeVal. It's a collaboration with this network. Therefore, both companies have been engaged in the friendly competition since last year in terms of improving quality and strengthening the network. In this regard, we have been projecting sales of around 500 million yen for the current fiscal year. I would appreciate it if you could understand that we are expanding our business one by one in this respect, while expanding our network and educating people. We will continue to provide services that will firmly win the trust of our customers, because the potential is very great. I hope you understand that we are moving forward with our mission, which is to make our services appreciated and inspiring. Finally, speaking of Home Assist as a whole, we have contracts mostly with major developers, and as far as condominiums are concerned, they use Home Assist. However, this can be provided on an as-needed basis, or the customer may use that service as an extended warranty. This is what we are working on now, and we have already started it with 2 companies now, and 3 in the previous year. In short, we are working together to create a packaged product in which we are responsible for repairing and replacing parts, as well as rushing to the site if there are any problems with ancillary facilities for 10 years. We hope you will understand that the development of these products is coming out in the future, and that sales and profits are being generated in an accumulative manner, in the sense that this will surely become a 10-year business with a single sale. That's all. I understand. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next, let me move on to the questions from those who participate online. I will read them on your behalf. The question is, please let me know if you have any new initiatives in the automotive business. In the automotive business, the technology and environment are changing very rapidly, and there is a great demand for services that respond to these changes. In this context, all manufacturers are currently experiencing a supply glut of parts, and it is taking a long time to bring new vehicles to the market. But this will surely lead to a shift to electric EV vehicles for all manufacturers. If that is the case, the service that is needed is the one for EV vehicles. In this area, what used to be a gasoline shortage will now be an electricity shortage, and the question is what kind of service we should provide when electricity runs out. In this respect, new services and facilities need to be linked, which requires appropriate investment and know-how. We are investing in and educating our employees in these areas, and this is one of the major ways in which we are expanding our services. The other thing is the road rage that has been going on for the past 2 or 3 years. Dashboard cameras are becoming quite widespread in cars. Prestige has teamed up with one major non-life insurance company that has been selling insurance policies that include dashboard cameras, and we have been contracted to take on all of their operations. This is a service we provide in which when an accident occurs or an impact happens, the image is automatically sent to us and we call the customer or call an ambulance. Manufacturers will automatically include such a system in their vehicles in the future, and we will also firmly strengthen our system for that market. We are in the process of strengthening the system to grow while facing and investing in the system. We believe that these two areas will be very large growth areas in the future, and we hope to grow while making solid investments in these areas. That's all. Thank you. We have only one question from the online participants, the question that was just answered. Just in case, is there anything to add from the company side? No, nothing in particular. I see, I understand. This concludes the financial results briefing today. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.